There are 7 major changes coming to Social Security in 2026. I am going to bring you in details how this is going to impact you. And there is breaking news. President Trump is supporting a $600 stimulus check this year for 2025. I am going to bring you details on when you can expect that in the mail. And here is a big update to something that I covered recently. There is a bill in Congress called the Social Security Expansion Act that is supposed to give some seniors $200 increase across the board. Actually, it's supposed to give every senior on Social Security and disability a $200 increase across the board. And then for other seniors that are below the poverty level collecting Social Security, you're supposed to get a $660 increase as part of this bill. I am going to explain the Social Security Expansion Act, recent updates and momentum that it is gaining in Congress, and why I think it is the best chance to pass an increase for low income seniors this year. My name is Kwame Kwade. I've been helping seniors get the retirement benefits they deserve over the last 15 years. I've been creating content on Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, and other personal finance issues. If you are new here, thank you for joining. I am glad you're here. Do me a favor, go into the comment section and let me know your city and your state. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, well, I am glad you're here and I appreciate your support for my channel. Now, this video is sponsored by our friends at Chapter Medicare. And in a little while, I'm going to tell you how Chapter can help you save $1,100 and also get you in a better Medicare plan. Because here's the thing, there is nothing worse than trying to get help, trying to get medical care, and realizing that your medical coverage through Medicare is not sufficient. And about 1 million people are about to lose their Medicare Advantage coverage. So I'm going to walk you through how Chapter can help get you into a Medicare plan so that you can take advantage of the Medicare benefits that you have earned and deserve. So let's get started with the news about 2026 and specifically changes that are coming to Social Security and Medicare. So the biggest change out of the gate is what everybody is waiting for, which is the cost of living adjustment. Social Security cost of living adjustment process starts in July. It runs through September, and then the announcement is made in October. So what does that mean? Well, each third quarter of the year, which is July, August, and September, the federal government looks at a basket of goods and services, and then it compares the prices of those goods and services to the same prices that they were last year. And then if there's been a price increase, then in October, your Social Security benefit are adjusted upwards. That's how your cost of living adjustment is calculated. But essentially, they look at something called the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. It is a big government speak for, they look at an inflation measurement that tracks goods and services that affect urban wage earners and clerical workers. And then they compare it to the previous year. And then if there's an increase, you get an adjustment. So for what happens is that, there are reputable organizations that bring estimates. They've done this for a while. They know based on the inflation numbers for July, August, and September, what your cost of living adjustment is going to look like in October. And so one of such organizations is the Senior Citizens League. This is a very trusted, nonpartisan advocacy group for seniors. And so each year around July, they come up with what they think, based on what they've seen with inflation over during the entire year, what they think your cost of living adjustment is going to be. Well, they came out with their prediction, and it is supposed to be between 2.5% and 2.7%. So they are saying that based on what they see, Social Security cost of living adjustment is going to be on the north side at 2.7% in 2027. Now, in that same report, they said something that I'm going to address later. They said that based on their calculation, based on looking back the last 15 years, they have realized that Social Security cost of living adjustment has not caught up with inflation, which I don't think is a surprising thing. If you are a senior getting Social Security benefits, you always know that when you get your cost of living adjustment, it doesn't feel like it's enough. You don't feel like that increase is enough. Well, now there's data to back that up. So the Senior Citizens League is saying that because inflation has not caught up, or your cost of living adjustment has always been less than inflation, the government owes you $370 in an increase just to catch you up from everything you've lost from your increase not being what it should be based on real inflation that seniors face on a day-to-day basis. So that was an interesting thing in the report. I'm going to pull it up later and walk you through how they got to that $370 that the Congress owes you in an adjustment to your Social Security benefits. So let me know what you think about that, because it is evidence that what a lot of us have suspected for a long time, that your cost of living adjustment is always behind what the actual inflation is. And here's another news flash. They're talking about, in the same news release, they said the average Social Security benefit is going to go from $1,908 to $2,000 because of the slight increase. So your increase is going to get you about a $50 to $54 increase in your benefits in 2026. So the average increase you're going to see in January 2026 is going to be about $50 to $54 according to the Senior Citizens League. Now, the actual number, the confirmation of what your cost of living adjustment is going to be, is going to come from the Social Security Administration on October the 15th. So we'll all be paying attention. But right now, if you're budgeting, this is a number you can keep in mind. The second change that's going to happen has to do with Medicare premiums, Medicare Part B premium. Obviously, Medicare Part B premium is based on how much you make or how much income you have. But the minimum payment this year is $184, and that is subject to go up by 11.6%. You heard that right. Medicare Part B premiums are subject to go up by 11.6%. It was in the same press release that the Senior Citizens League sent out. So here's the thing. If the same government that is projected to give you a 2.7% increase in your Social Security benefit is now telling you that, however, your Medicare Part B premium has to go up by 11.6% because of rise in healthcare costs, then how is it that they conclude that you get a 2.7% increase in your Social Security benefit if your Medicare premium has to go up by 11.6%? So you get what I'm saying here? It just means that they are essentially speaking from both sides of the amounts. But on one hand, they're telling you that you don't need a big Social Security increase. We're going to give you a 2.7% increase. But then on the other hand, they're going to increase your Medicare Part B premium by 11% because healthcare cost is going up. Well, healthcare costs should be included in factoring how much seniors get, because healthcare is one of the places that seniors spends a lot of their money. And so if you're increasing healthcare premiums by 11%, then your Social Security adjustment cannot be 2.5% or 2.7%. So this is evidence of why I think the Senior Citizens League released that report to say that Congress owes seniors on Social Security and disability $370 because you're always falling behind because your cost of living adjustment does not match what your actual cost increases have been over the year. So that's the first thing. The second thing is obviously the Trump increases that came with the big, beautiful bill. A lot of seniors are going to see Social Security increases as a result of that. And what that means is that you're going to be able to deduct more money from your taxes, and as a result, keep more of your money. And so the second change to Social Security in 2026 is Social Security increases that seniors are going to get because they are going to be able to get a giant deduction in their taxes. So who is specifically going to get this increase? Well, there are specific deductions that apply to seniors that is going to result in this increase. Social Security taxes have not been completely eliminated. I want to make that clear. If anybody's telling you that Social Security taxes have been eliminated, that's not true. What they did with the Big Beautiful Bill is give you a deduction that you can claim on your 2025 taxes to keep more of your money. And so there are 3 stages of that deduction, and I'm going to share my screen with you and show you how that works so that you can see if you qualify what you can claim in your taxes. And so I am going to scroll down to this map, and then I will share with you the specific deduction. Here we go. So this particular screen is showing what seniors can deduct based on income level. So if you're wondering whether you are eligible for the Big Beautiful Bill and the tax deductions that come with it, this is the clearest way you can figure that out. So I'm going to walk you through it because it goes in 3 different parts. The first bar is for seniors that are single and filing single. And then the second one is for seniors that are filing jointly, but only one senior is over the age of 65. And then the third one is seniors that are filing jointly and both spouses both are over 65 years. So why is 65 important? Because there are 2 tax deductions that only apply to seniors that are age 65 plus. So let's start with the first one. If you're a senior citizen, you are age 65 plus, and you're filing as single, you have 3 different taxes you can deduct, or 3 different deductions you can take from your taxes in order to put more money in your pocket. The first one is the standard deduction, which is $15,750. That is an increase from $15,000. So the Big Beautiful Bill increased the standard deduction that everybody can get from $15,000 to $15,750. And then on top of that, there is a senior deduction. If you're age 65 plus, there's a $2,000 deduction that you can take if you are age 65 plus. And so now you are stacking different taxes on top of each other to be able to get the maximum deduction. That is if you make enough money to get taxable income. And then you, on top of that, you stack on the $6,000 tax deduction under the Trump Big Beautiful Bill. So if you're a single senior over 65, you have about $23,750 in taxes that you can deduct. And so essentially, if you make more or your income is more than $23,750, you are going to get some tax relief. You're going to get more money back in your pocket because of all these 3 deductions that stack on top of each other. If you're married filing jointly but one spouse is age 65, you only get half of it. So you get your standard deduction, which is $31,500 that everybody gets. And then one person gets $1,600 deduction because for married couples it's $3,200. And then you get the $6,000 from the Trump Big Beautiful Bill. So if you're married filing jointly but one spouse is age 65 plus, you can deduct up to $39,100 in deductions. And then the next column, if both spouses are age 65, you get all of it. So the ideal situation when it comes to the Big Beautiful Bill and getting tax relief on Social Security is to be age 65 years old or above. You get the maximum benefit. And so the first one is you get your regular tax deduction, which is $31,500. You get your $3,200, which is both spouses or age 65, and then you get $12,000. So you get a maximum of $46,750 if you make less than $150,000. So that is a lot of taxes you can stack on top of each other, deductions, in order to gain the maximum. Now, the question is, if you are not eligible, if you don't make more than $23,750, what do you get out of this bill? Well, unfortunately, you are not included in the bill, especially the tax deduction portion. But there are other things in the big, beautiful bill that may apply to you, including deduction on car loan interest. If you buy a brand new car and it's American assembled, you get a deduction from the interest on the car loan that may apply to you. And there are some other things like being able to contribute to an HSA account that allows you to pay for your healthcare deductions. That is also applicable to you. But other than that, if you're a low income senior, there aren't a lot of things in this bill, even though it's a giant, big, beautiful bill. There aren't a lot of things in there for low income seniors, unfortunately. Now, the third thing that is coming next year in terms of changes to Social Security is that the maximum income that is subject to Social Security taxes is going to go up to about $181,000. It means that if you make $181,000 or less, your income is subject to Social Security taxes. And then the fourth thing that's going to happen is that in order to earn credit for Social Security, you have to make about $1,865 a quarter in order to earn one credit. Remember, it takes 10 years and 40 credits to qualify for Social Security. Well, that amount you need to make to get one credit goes up every year based on inflation. And so the next year is supposed to be around 1,865. And the maximum benefit at full retirement age is going to be $4,018. So if you are retiring in 2026 and you've contributed the maximum to Social Security and you're getting the maximum amount, it's going to be $4,018. Now, if you're working and you're on Social Security and you exceed a certain threshold, your Social Security benefits get reduced. That's called the earnings limit. Well, that earnings limit also is adjusted every year. This year was $23,400. Next year is going to be $24,100. That's approximate, because remember, the Social Security Administration is going to give us the actual cost of living adjustment that is going to determine how all of these things are going to increase. So right now we're estimating that it's going to be around $24,100. It means that if you work and you're on Social Security and you're under your full retirement age, you can make up to $24,100 and not get your benefits reduced next year. And if you go above that, your benefits will be reduced. And as I mentioned, we've talked about taxes from the Trump Big Beautiful Bill. And there is also Part D, Medicare Part D, out-of-pocket costs. It was capped at $2,000 this year. It means that you can, for qualified drugs, if you pay $2,000 out of pocket, Medicare takes over after that. Well, next year is going to be $2,100 approximately, because you're facing like an additional $100 in drug costs. And insulin cap at $35 per month is still going to continue to happen for people on Medicare. So that is good news. And then maybe the other major thing I want to talk to you about is about Medicare Part B premiums, which I've talked about. So essentially, right now it's $184. That may go up to about $206 or more, because there's going to be about 11.6% increase. So your Medicare Part B premium will go from $185 to maybe about $206. So essentially, if you add it all up, you are losing a lot of your Social Security increase to Medicare Part B premium increases. So that's what's happening there. If you have any questions at all, let me know in the comment section below. The next thing I want to talk about is this exciting news about President Trump supporting a a stimulus for all Americans, including seniors on Social Security and disability. So let's talk about that. So to get into that detail, I'm going to share my screen with you and share with you a bill that is already in the Senate trying to promote this stimulus bill that we've been talking about. So this is a bill that was drafted by the senator from Missouri, Senator Josh Hawley. It's going to give $600 stimulus, similar to what you got in 2020 during COVID, to all Americans, man, woman, child. So if you're a family of 5, you're going to get $3,000 in stimulus. If you're a family of 2, $1,200. And so this is the bill. Now, how this came about was that President Trump had expressed in a press conference that he's open to sending Americans stimulus this year, a $600 stimulus coming from money that has been collected from the tariffs that he has levied on foreign countries, goods coming out of foreign countries, goods and services. And so the tariff revenue that has come in is going to be about 3 times what was collected last year. So that increase in revenue coming into the country is where the stimulus money is going to come from. Now, I'm not going to bore you with the language of the stimulus bill because I went through it and read all of it. And so I am going to share with you exactly what it says. Um, yeah. So here's it. So this is what I gathered from that whole bill that I want to share with you. So basically, individuals will get $600, couples will get $1,200. If you're a grandparent and you have grandkids, and you are the guardian, you get another $600 for each child. It's guaranteed, and it could go up. It could be more than the $600. And if you make less than $75,000, you qualify. If you if you make more than 150,000 as a married couple, then you get less. But essentially, it is also supposed to be money that cannot be taken away from seniors, so it cannot be garnished, it cannot be intercepted for to pay back taxes or to pay back debt, and it will be sent by the IRS directly to the address they have on file. But as I said, this is a bill that is in the Senate, and so the president has expressed support for it. And so we will be paying attention to it and making sure that we keep track of what's happening to that bill, because the idea is to pass this stimulus bill this year, 2025, before the end of the year. Now, there are 2 more things I want to share with you. One of them is about the Social Security Expansion Act, which I've been talking about. But before I do that, let's talk about Medicare for a second. You know, I've been telling you about our partner, Chapter Medicare, and how Chapter can help you save money on Medicare. Why is that important? Well, here's the thing. A lot of seniors don't know this, but you will get in your lifetime more money out of Medicare than you will get from Social Security. I know when I say this, a lot of seniors are startled by it, but Social Security is sending you a check every month. Yes. But Medicare and what they pay for on your behalf over time is going to be more than the money you ever get from Social Security, because medical care is expensive. And so being in the right Medicare plan is important, because the worst thing you can do to cheat yourself is to get in the wrong Medicare plan. Like 90% of seniors that are right now on Medicare are in the wrong plan, because there are 24,000 plans out there. It gets confusing. And so you pick the plan that somebody is on, or you pick the plan that you're offered. But here's the thing, that could be costing you a lot of money. The average senior spends over $300,000 on Medicare out-of-pocket costs during their retirement. And if you're in the wrong plan, it can affect your health, it can affect your pocket, because what if you need care and you realize that the doctor network you need to be in has been dropped, or the hospital network you wanted to go to has been dropped? So that's what Chapter comes in. And this is real, because President Trump, the Trump administration, the Justice Department sued a whole bunch of Medicare providers for misleading seniors and getting them into the wrong Medicare plan. So do not think that that could not happen to you. It does happen. And this May, the Trump administration sued Medicare advisory companies for just that. So how is Chapter different? Well, they have a personal story. One of their co-founders watched his parents get into the wrong Medicare plan, and the frustrations that came with that. Not only did they pay premiums they shouldn't have paid, but they were in the wrong plan, and that has a lot of consequences. And so we have partnered with Chapter because they are there to be in your corner. Their advice is free, is unbiased, and we've sent over 2,000 of our viewers like you right now watching this live video, have called Chapter or fill out the form and have been helped to get into better Medicare plans. And all the reviews that have come back have been nothing but great. So here's what they would do if you call the number on the screen. They will tell you if you're in the right plan, because they will review your plan and tell you. And if you're in the wrong plan, they'll help you get in the right plan. So these are the guys you'll be talking to when you call Chapter right now or fill out the form that I'm going to include in the description. These guys are trusted, A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They send us tons of reviews, 5-star reviews from people we've sent to them that have gotten great help and saved over $1,100 on average in savings. So call 539-205-2147 and tell them that we sent you, that Benefits Insider sent you. Or if you just want to fill out a form and have them call you, we'll put the link in the comment section and in the description to this video, and you can fill out the form. It's very quick. It'll take you less than a few minutes, and then they'll reach out to you. So that is about Chapter. Let's get to the third thing I want to talk to you about today, which has to do with the Social Security Expansion Act. And here's the thing. In my opinion, if there is a bill that is supposed to be passed this year for seniors that are on low income, there is nothing more important right now than passing the Social Security Expansion Act, because that is the one bill that is going to help seniors that have been left out of the big, beautiful bill. So what is the Social Security Expansion Act, and what can it do for you? Well, it is a bill, and let me try and find it so that I can put it on the screen right now. So it is a bill that is in Congress, in the 119th Congress, that we are in right now. The current Congress we're in is the 119th Congress, and the Social Security Expansion Act is supposed to help, seniors that are on low income actually get some relief. So it's supposed to put about $200 immediately in your pocket, and then on top of that, it is supposed to help you. Seniors that are living in poverty is supposed to boost your income right away. So let me bring it up so that you can see it. And then I'll show you who are the sponsors and why this bill, I think, is the best chance of helping seniors in need this year. So here we go. So it is the 119th Congress. It is called the S770, to enhance Social Security benefit and ensure the long-term solvency of the program. This is something that was started by Senator Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, and some other people that are supporting it. Senator Booker, Gillibrand of New York, Mr. Padilla of California, and Senator Whitehouse. And it is a bill that is actually has bipartisan support now from both. There's a version of it in the House of Representatives and has bipartisan support, and is supposed to help not only make Social Security solvent, it is also to put money in your pocket. So the Social Security increase you've been waiting for, this is the bill that would do it. Give you $200 increase right away. And also for seniors that are in poverty, give you a $660 increase. And in 2025, that means you're going to get $18,000 total in Social Security benefits, versus some seniors that are getting $12,000 or $11,000 or $10,000 in Social Security because their Social Security check is so low. So there's a lot of things that this bill covers, and I'm going to scroll through some of them and just highlight some of the things that I think are important for you to know. But I did a summary, and actually, Senator Sanders has a summary on his website. But before I share that with you, let's just scroll through the bill, and I can highlight with you the important parts so that you know that this is actually happening and it's not some pie in the sky idea. So here is what it is trying to do. So section 1, it is going to give you an across the board increase in social security benefit. So that is the first thing it says right there at the top of the bill, just on the top page. This is like, you know, the first page of the bill is telling you the first thing it's going to do is going to give you an across the board increase in social security benefit. And then that number 3, it is going to give you a computational cost of life. It's going to change the way social security cost of living adjustments are calculated so that you are not always falling behind, as I have been saying, that the social security cost of living adjustment will reflect actually how the real cost of goods and services that seniors are facing, and therefore are going to get an adjustment that they deserve. And then it's also going to do something else, which I have talked about, and that is the fourth part here, right here. Is going to increase in minimum benefit for lifetime low earners based on years in the workforce. So basically, if you're a senior citizen, you have worked your whole life, you've worked and paid into Social Security 35, 40 years, but you're still getting $900, $1,000. This is for you. This is going to increase how much you get in benefits. It's going to put you at 125% of the federal poverty level. Why is that important? Because it means that permanently you can never make less in Social Security benefits than 125% of the federal poverty level. So if, let's say, you're getting $900 in Social Security benefits a month, this is going to bump you up to $18,000 a year this year for 2025. And every year that the poverty level goes up, because the poverty level chart is released every year and adjusted for inflation, every year that adjustment goes up, you are automatically going to get 25% more than the 100%. So you get always, if you're a senior living in poverty, you're going to be moved to 125% above poverty. That is a big deal. That is a huge, huge, huge deal and life changing, because if you're a senior citizen in that category, you're getting about a $660 monthly increase in your Social Security benefits from where you are right now. I think that's a game changer. And that's why I am going to be talking about this bill all year until it passes, because I think, number one, seniors need to be aware of it. Number two, seniors need to be talking about it. When you go to those town hall meetings with your senators and your Congress people, this is the bill you should be putting in front of them, because this is the only bill that I have seen. And guys, I've been doing this for 15 years, creating content about Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, etc. This is the only bill I've seen this year, other than the stimulus that President Trump is getting behind. But that's a one-time thing, that's going to be one and done. This is the only bill I've seen in 2025 that has a real chance on making a material difference in the lives of seniors that are low income. It means that it's going to put real money in your pocket, $200 across the board, and on top of that, move those who are below poverty to 25% above poverty. That is a big, big deal. That's why I am 100% behind this bill, and I'll keep talking about it every time. Now, another thing it's going to do is to extend benefit eligibility for children who are full-time students. So it used to be that if you're a full-time student and your parents are on Social Security, or one of your parents are on Social Security, you were able to get benefits. And now that has been taken away, or some of it has been taken away. So this is going to try and restore that. And then here is a big part: payroll tax on basically. Now we've been talking about how Social Security is going bankrupt and what's going to be done. We all heard the alarm and the clickbait and the fear mongering, and it's actually not fear mongering. It's just that is the truth, that in 2033 and now 2032, if nothing is done, Social Security benefits are going to be cut up to 25%. That's just a fact. Well, what this is trying to do is trying to fix that. So as part of this Social Security Expansion Act, right here, it is going to tax anybody that makes more than $200,000. They will have to pay into Social Security. Why is that important? Well, currently, if you make up to 176,000, you pay Social Security taxes. But if you make anything above 176,000, you don't have to pay Social Security taxes. And the Social Security Trust Fund is dwindling because more people are collecting benefits than are actually paying into the system. And so this will solve that. It means that if you make more than 250,000, anything above 250,000, you're going to pay Social Security taxes. So if you make $10 million, you're going to pay taxes on anything above 250,000. If you make $100 million, you're going to pay Social Security taxes above anything. Because think about it this way. Let me do some math for you, and let me come into the full screen and do some math for you. So right now, the reason why this is important for two reasons. One is because it will bring more money into the Social Security system, and the system needs it. It used to be that there were 5 people working to support every retiree. Now there are about 2 to 3 people working supporting every retiree. And so there aren't enough people working. And that's why Social Security is in a deficit. The money that's coming in is less than the money that's going out. And to fix it, you either have to slow down the money that's going out, or you have to bring in more money. Now, currently, the way the Social Security system is set up, people in the middle class and the low income category pay more of their income into Social Security. So if you are making, $50,000 and you pay 6% into Social Security, right? You're paying 6% of your income into Social Security. If you make $100,000, you pay 6.2%, actually 6.2%. You're paying 6.2% of your income. If you make $176,100, you pay 6.2% of your income. If somebody makes $1 million, they only pay 6.2% up to 176,000. So let me do the math for you. So somebody makes $1 million and they pay, 0.06 times 176,100. They are paying $10,556 in Social Security taxes. If you make $1 million, that is about 1% of your income. So somebody making $1 million only pays 1% of their income into Social Security, but somebody making 100,000 pays 6% of their income into Social Security. Because if you look at how much of your income you pay in, because there's a cap, those people who are below the cap pay more of their income than those people who are above the cap. So if you make $10 million and you pay 6%, 6.2% on 176,000, that's nothing. That's less than even a percent. That's like, 0.2%. And so the rich and high income earners continue to pay less and less of their income into Social Security, while the low income and the middle class pay more of their income into Social Security. That's how the system has been designed. Well, that's how it's been working. But right now, the problem is that the system is running out of money. And if nothing is done, unless they increase the retirement age or they cancel completely cost of living adjustment, because that's the only way to slow down how much money is coming out of the system, is to increase the retirement age or slow down cost of living adjustment, or you bring in more money. And there are 2 ways to bring in more money. You either increase the Social Security tax rate from 6.2% to maybe 8 or 9% over a period of time, or you remove the cap completely so that everybody pays Social Security taxes on all their income. All their income. That is the only way that you can fix this problem. So why am I telling you all this? Because I'm telling you that this bill tries to address that problem. And so it puts in a new rule that if you make more than 250,000, you are going to pay Social Security taxes on anything above 250,000. That is what the bill tries to do. So those are the elements of the Social Security Expansion Act. That's why I am excited about the bill. I think it should be passed, and I'm excited and going to be talking about it all year until it's done. Okay, so now let me go into the comments because a lot is going on here. So let me see. All right, so Donna McClinton, I think that's the name. You don't ever talk about SSDI. Some get over the poverty level as a survivor. Some of us fall higher. I don't want 200. I don't want 200. I'll pay taxes. Well, I mean, I understand what you're saying, you know, um, but here's the thing though. There are a lot of people who are living above the poverty level and are struggling. And so I get why, because if you're on SSDI and you exceed a certain income threshold, then you are going to lose some of your benefits. But a lot of seniors are struggling. And so I think that the cost of living adjustment has not kept up with inflation. And so the 200 is supposed to catch you up. It's supposed to catch you up. It's not supposed to put you in a category then that makes you lose more money. So I hope that's helpful. Now SSI, I know there's a debate in the comments around SSI. Well, I mean, SSI and SSDI, obviously I know the same. SSI benefits. I think that what you have to keep in mind is that when they talk about SSI, it is coming from a different pot. So I'm talking about Social Security Trust Fund and the money that has been paid from payroll taxes into the system. All right, let me see if there's anything there. Raven Moon, the COLA and CPI is off. The Fed poverty level is ridiculous, and the benefits available are pathetic before the figures are either wrong or unrealistic. Well, let me put that up. I mean, I don't disagree with the general sentiment. I think that Social Security benefits are too low for a lot of seniors. And I think that the cost of living adjustment calculation is making it worse. So it makes it that seniors can never catch up, especially seniors in low income. And so I agree with you in the general sentiment of what you're trying to express. I think that the bigger problem is that Social Security starts so low for some people that they can never catch up. Here is somebody else. I can't pronounce your name, but I'm going to read. Some of us had no other streams of income due to lifelong physical disabilities, handicaps, and other related issues. Personally, I never had the opportunity to pay myself first. I think it's coming from discussions that are happening in the comments section. See somebody complaining, let's talk about the 600. If it passes, several won't get it for overpayment. Okay, so now I can. So Donna. So here's the thing. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. So let me talk about this because I hear you, and I want to make sure that you understand that I understand the issues you're talking about. So let me address it. So I think that there are two things happening. The first one is that for some reason there are no consequences to politicians leaving behind people who are low income, people who are on disability benefits, veterans who are struggling. And I'm just gonna say it plainly. They don't face any consequences because every single time they try to take or make the life of people who are low income much more difficult. Let me give you an example. So you talk about Social Security overpayment. A lot of people find themselves in overpayment partly because of the fault of the Social Security Administration. Because if you're working and you're on disability benefits and you are in the trial work period and you are reporting your income, sometimes the paperwork is gets behind. The Social Security Administration is understaffed, severely understaffed, and so people will get behind. They don't adjust your benefits, and then this goes on for years, and then you get hit with overpayment, and then they take a chunk of your paycheck, your Social Security check. Currently, it used to be 10% recently, and then they tried to take it to 100%. It means that if you had overpayment, they were going to take your entire Social Security check to make it back. In what world is it okay to take somebody's check, 100% of it, because they owe money that primarily Social Security had more power to do something about than the person? Because if you are receiving benefits and you're working, and Social Security is supposed to adjust your benefit and they don't, yes, you have some responsibility to report that, hey, I'm supposed to get less benefit, but a lot of people don't know how much they're supposed to be getting. They trust the Social Security Administration completely to figure it out and send me the check that you think I should be getting. And so that trust factor is there. And so years later, months later, they send you a check, a bill, and say that you owe overpayment. And now they're going to take, if you're on SSI, they're going to take 10% of your SSI check. Now you probably think 10% is nothing. But if you're getting SSI, the maximum SSI benefit is $943. So think about that. $943, and then they take 10%. It means that you've lost 90 something dollars, $94. So now you have $800 to live off the entire month. I don't know where you live, but where I live now in Maryland, I don't know where you're going to get any rent, even in the most rural part of Maryland, less than $500-$600 a month. So you're starting with $900, $500 or $600 goes to rent. Now you have to live off the rest, the $300 that's left, to be able to. So can you have a car? Can you have car insurance? How about groceries? How about a phone? How about electricity bill? How about all of that? And so, yes, I get it. But the problem is that these amounts are so low to begin with, and politicians get away with treating people who are low income like they don't deserve anything because they're low income. And that's just a fact. And that's how the system is built. And unless enough of us make noise about it, it's not going to change. It's about making your voices heard in record numbers, and that it helps. You cannot say, oh, my nothing will be done, my voice doesn't matter, because it matters. Because recently they were going to do 100% of the overpayment deduction, and a lot of us came online and we made a lot of noise and encouraged a lot of you to call Congress, and Congress called Social Security and they backed off, and now they're at 50%. 50% of somebody's SSI check or SSDI check or Social Security benefits check is still a lot of money. I think it should be 10% for Social Security, and then it should be maybe 5% for SSI and SSDI. That's my opinion. But in any case, that's what's happening. So I agree with you that every time there's supposed to be a stimulus or an increase in benefits, some people get scared because they feel like they're not going to get it, and it's going to be intercepted by the government, the same government, and taking and towards payment for something that they think you owe or saying you owe. So I get that. I fully understand. I appreciate what you're saying. I am just saying that this happens because there is no consequence when politicians treat low income people the way they do. When they treat high income people, they hear from them. They hear from them in many ways. They hear from them because they stop contributing to their campaigns. They hear from them because the lobbyists are going to call them and put them and put them in check, right? I mean, that's the way the system works. But low income people don't have lobbyists out there. There are advocacy groups. There are advocacy groups that are going out there and pushing and advocating and making sure that, but they have to get to the right senators and Congress people that have a heart for the poor and low income. The rest, they just do what the lobbyists, the big money lobbyists, want them to do. And so, look, I am not here to be political. I am here to tell you the facts. I'm here to tell you how I see things. And most importantly, I speak only one language. I speak the language of Social Security, disability, Medicare, Medicaid, anything that anybody is doing in Congress that is going to improve these benefits, that is going to make them stronger, that is going to help more people. That is what I am concerned about. So, regardless of party, if somebody puts something out there, I mean, I just showed something from Josh Hawley, who is a Republican, and I just showed something from Bernie Sanders, who is a Democrat. I am just speaking one language. Who is doing something to help seniors and people on low income? That is what I care about. And so I will find it and bring it to you. But I do understand what you're saying, and I hope you hear that I do. Now I here's another one. What matters most to us would be how much monthly increase we can expect, if any, because the Medicare premium increase eats up our real COLA increase. Yes, so that's what I'm saying, that in this case, I think the Social Security Expansion Act is actually more promising because one is going to increase your benefit by $200 automatically across the board. Everybody on Social Security disability is going to get an increase for $200, and that's across the board increase. That is before any Social Security COLA increase, because the COLA, obviously, as you said, Medicare Part B premium goes up. And this year, we have confirmed that Medicare Part B premium is going to go up at least by 11.6%. And that means that your premium is going to go up from $185 to $206. That's about what? A $20 increase. So if you get $40 increase from your cost of living adjustment, half of that is going to your Medicare Part B premium right away. And who knows what else has gone up? Electricity. I just got a note from our electricity company that we're going to get an increase of about 30%. So everything is going up. If they tell you inflation is down, I don't know what numbers they are looking at, because inflation is not completely down when it comes to the cost that I see. Okay, then here is another one. Sandy, every single day you talk about what we are going to be getting. Then on the next day, it is no, we aren't getting that. I'm fed up. Well, I don't think you're referring to me, because I am not speaking from both sides of my mouth. I bring you news and updates on things that I think are realistically have a chance to pass. And I stay on top of some of it because there are updates that I get, and then I bring it to you. Now, there are things that are out there that people are saying that I think are not true. And I will also tell you, I think there are some Social Security content creators out there that every single day tell you there's going to be a stimulus. Well, I haven't, and I've told you in the past, if you've been watching my channel, I've come in and told you I have not seen any bill that says there's going to be a stimulus. And I've said that consistently until this one came out this week that I have been sharing with you today. Why? Because one, President Trump started it. And if he's saying he wants to see a stimulus and a senator goes ahead and drafts a bill, I feel it's important to bring that news to you, because the president himself, and if you've been paying attention, if the president said he wants something done in Congress, there's a large chance that it's going to get done. And so it's important news. That's why I want to bring it to you. So no, I am not trying to hype you up with news that is not real. That's why I bring you the receipts. And in this case, I showed you the bill, and I'm also going to share with you, since you brought it up, because the reputation is important here. So since you brought it up, I am going to share with you Senator Josh Hawley's press release about the stimulus. so that you can see it and you can see the date so that you know that I am actually bringing you something that is actually real. So this is Senator Josh Hawley, July the 28th. Today is August the 2nd. So 4 or 5 days ago, he put out this statement. I'll read it to you. Today, United States Senator Josh Hawley from Missouri introduced the American Worker Rebate Act legislation that will send rebate checks to working Americans following the historic revenue accrued through President Trump's tariff policy. Senator Hawley announced this legislation last week after President Trump voiced support for this policy when he discussed the record breaking tariff revenue. So that's where that's coming from. The president said something, the senator took it and took action and drafted the bill. So when Congress returns, this is one of the bills that we're hoping that a lot of senators will get behind and push to the finish line, and then it will go to the House. And so, I mean, the money is there. The president himself, the White House, I can share with you, the White House has been talking about how much money has come in from tariffs. So the White House believes the money is there. So I will not be surprised if this actually passes because, you know, here is the White House talking about the amount of money they've brought in from tariffs. So this a few days ago, $150 billion is what they expect in tariff revenue. And this is where the president wants to take money from and give it away as rebate checks or stimulus for people. So that is where all that is coming. Um, and then let's see. So then the last thing I want to share with you is about a community that we have started for seniors age 65 plus, 55 plus. Over the last year, I've been creating content for 15 years, and one of the comments I keep getting is seniors want a community that they can be a part of, a platform where we can go into topics that are relevant to seniors, that they can have access to the content in one place, that they can connect with each other on a real basis. I know a lot of you connect here, but it is through the comments in a video. And once the video is done, you guys move on. But can there be a community where you can be a part of, that you can get access to me and my team, and ask questions and get answers, and also be able to get completed guides and education on how to maximize your retirement benefits and how to maximize your retirement. So over the years, I've been trying to figure out a platform because it also has to be user friendly. It has to be tech friendly so that everybody can get access to it. So we have created that platform, and it's going to be on the school platform. I've been talking about it all week, and because I'm really excited. This is something that we've been trying to do. So we have a community for seniors 55 plus, and we heard you, and it's going to be on the school platform. And I'm going to put the link in the comment section below. We said that the first 50 people that join are going to get it at the lowest price it's ever going to be for life. And we already got 55 people. And so now I've moved that to the 100. So the first 100 people are going to get it at the base rate. And also, if you join today, you're going to get access to all our paid guides. If you've ever seen our videos and you see those guides that are below that we're selling, if you join this community, you're going to get all our guides for free. And that alone is about $40 worth of guides. And so here is what we're going to do. Every week, I'm going to do a live video in the community to answer questions. We're going to release resources that's going to help you maximize your retirement, not just Social Security or Medicare or Medicaid or food stamps, but maximize your retirement. You're going to be part of a supportive community of seniors to just, learn from each other. And then we're going to have exclusive videos that is not going to be on YouTube, but it's going to be on that platform. So there's so much we're going to cover: how to get part-time jobs, how to score exclusive senior perks, anything that is going to help you maximize your retirement. We want to bring it to you. So as I mentioned, the first 100 members are going to get it at an amazing flat rate for life before the price goes up. So it's going to be school.com/benefits insider. Now, I know that not everybody can afford to join. It's $10 a month. And for those who feel like, okay, I want something else, we're going to create a Facebook group that we've already created that you can be a part of, that we can also build community. So we want to make sure that everybody is getting something from us at a deeper level, just beyond the videos that we create on Facebook, on YouTube or TikTok. So we want to build communities that you can feel a part of. And so this one is school. This one, you guys asked for it and we've created it. If you join now, it's going to be $10 a month for life, and the price goes up after this. But check it out to see if it's for you, because there's so much in there I haven't shared. But I'm going to put the link in the comments. I'm going to put a link in the description to this video. And as I said, we've already have 55 people join. We're hoping to do the first 100 people at the lowest price. We think this is going to be the best product we release, because it will give us an opportunity to pour more resources into this group, because there's so much more I can give you, but we cannot do all of it on YouTube Live. And the topics I've shared here: navigating caregivers, how to thrive in your golden years, how to navigate housing decisions are some of the things that we're going to cover. Access age-friendly jobs, leads, and side hustles designed for your lifestyle. Um, Discover money you are leaving on the table and maximize every benefit you've earned. Create the retirement you've always dreamed of. Learn money saving secrets that most seniors never discover, and save about $2,000 annually. All of that is in the community. So I'm going to put the link in the comments and in the description to this video. Check it out and see if it's for you. If it's not, then you can still watch our videos every day for free here on YouTube. Nothing is going to change. I'm still going to come here and give you my very best of news and update, anything in and out of Congress that is going to affect your benefits or help you live a better retirement. So that is all I have for you on this Saturday evening. Thank you for joining me. If you like what you heard, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by. I hope you come back. If you've been watching my channel for a while, thank you for continuing to support us. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, Sunday, August the 3rd. And if you join our new group, then I'm looking forward to seeing you in the school community. I will see you all tomorrow.